Hello, people. I wanted to do a thing to have a little bit against frickin' Colin Scott, who made the best video ever about this product. So I thought, hey, let's try at least something semi-funny and say, hey, Leslie, have you seen the pedal baby? And then she gives me a pedal. And I said, no, not the pedal baby, the pedal baby. And she gives me the pedal again. And then I'm like, no, the orange pedal baby. And it's funny because I'm saying, have you seen the pedal, comma, baby? As in, she is my, you know? And to which she said, what did you say to that, Leslie?
No.
She said, no. Can you give the reason that you didn't want to do that?
It's not funny.
It's not funny, apparently. Apparently, someone in the house is the authority on what's funny and what isn't, so therefore, the skit was not shot. There you go. I haven't even looked at this thing. Don't even know what it does. Hey, look, Leslie, it's a pedal baby. You're difficult to work with, you know that? So, he's the orange pedal baby. Not talking to you, Leslie. Come on, that's semi-funny. It's not as funny as what freaking Colin Scott did. I don't like you, Colin. For numerous reasons. Comes with a cord, but I already have one on the floor. So what this is a power amp. And it's a pedal-friendly power amp. Now, when I asked Orange, wait a second, that's a power amp, it's about $370. What about the Seymour Duncan Power Stage, which is about $370, which is, let me show you. So, similar price. This says Power Stage 170. This is 100. So technically this is louder. This is lighter. This is quite a bit heavier. This is smaller. This is bigger. They both have 3 knobs. Well, actually, this has mids. This doesn't. In, out. In, out. So how does it compete with a smaller, more lightweight, similarly priced product with more numbers? To which I was directed to a video by frickin' Colin Scott again. Because this is Class D, which is something with pulse width modulation, which I can't say because of a lisp. And this is Class AB, which combines Class A and, yes, you guessed, Class B. I know nothing about this stuff. I watched the video, now I understand a little bit. But while I set up a comparison between the pedal baby and this, you shall watch Colin Scott's video, which I illegally downloaded. So take that, Colin Scott.
Find out. The class of an amplifier is essentially what methods and elements are used to perform the amplification. Still with me?
So here we are, set up, or lucid up, as they say in Poland. Where this guitar comes from, the beautiful Mayonnaise Hydra Elite 6. It's a stunner, don't lie. You think it too. So you can clearly see that they're 2 differently targeted devices. The pedal baby is a little bit heavier because you could clearly see in Colin Scott's. No, you could not. Please go to Colin's channel and watch the video there. It is brilliant. Colin is amazing at explaining and knowing these things. I am, however, not. So thanks, Colin. This is geared towards being on top of your speaker. Pedal board over here. You gotta have to run the cable somehow anyway to the cab. So this is more a on your speaker kind of a thing, with the controls being like an amp. if this was on your pedal board, yeah, you could put pedals on top of it, but controlling it would be more difficult. Whereas the Seymour Duncan, you can clearly see with its size, weight, and directionability, how control direction layout is made to be a pedal on a pedal board. So for the first time, I plugged this in. The guitar is going right now through some pedals, which are not on. And I play this dry. How we're playing it is, you're hearing it through the aux, and you're also hearing it, which is more important, through the Tone King cab back there, the Tone King Sky King, which I'm using as a cabinet, with it's V30-ish speaker, mic with a Lewitt MTP 440, so you're hearing both of them mixed together. And playing it completely dry, I noticed something. It doesn't sound like a power amp at all. It's actually a very pedal-friendly sounding amp. Usually when you go straight into a power amp, you have that a little bit of that directly into a mixing desk sound. I don't have that here. So, since it's actually what we should do, it makes sense to compare. So we're going to compare them dry as they are. Dry as you are. Isn't that a song by Nirvana, Dry as You Are? Since none of them is tube, I don't have to have a load on it. So I'll keep them on. EQ or EEQ? What's an EQ? That's like a Yuletide EQ. All centered. Also nice. A little bit rounder, a little bit more bassy. More high-end sparkle, if that's what I can call it, but a little bit more high-end, and more mids, which is, it's an orange product, of course, It's an orange product. It's an orange product. Of course we expected more mids. But I have on the table a 2-notes look clean, which is actually what it's called, because they don't have preamps. So I'd put a preamp in front of it. Okay, I think I start to see where the difference is. The orange is more amp-like, The Seymour Duncan has a nicer, rounder low end, but a little bit more sterile, a little bit more louder maker. That it's a matter of taste at this point. But I have a feeling that because of the Class A B-ishness versus the Class D-ishness, which is doing something with pulses, which then later has to be depulsed, right, Colin? I don't know. And this is doing something with where it's overlapping and cross, and then this sounds more amp-like to me. Leaner in the bass, but that's not a bad thing. So, I have the Bogner Ecstasy Blue on the table, which I will engage in front of the Le Clean. Actually, let's do it without first. Yeah. That's without the Le Clean. And with the Le Clean. Yeah, it still starts to be more ampy. But without the Le Clean. That's what I expected. Now the EQ on the Bogner will have to do all the work. I've just been through this with the Cab M from Two Notes, where yes, you can go directly in with the pedal and the Cab M will simulate the power amp, but it's just not the same as having a preamp in front of it. That's the same thing here. You can absolutely go in there with your pedals without a preamp, but I highly recommend having one on the pedal board. Some kind of preampy style pedal, like the Le Clean, maybe even the Synergy Syn 1. With a nice preamp in there. Anything like that will highly benefit your sound. So that's without. With the preamp. Again, without. There's the bass again. It's too much. I think a preamp is recommended. Interesting volume-wise. This is 170, this is 100. I am at less than half here, I am at over half here, and this feels louder. Let's do the volume test. Of course, I am attenuating because I don't want to have my ears blown in here. That would get very loud. So, that's an easy verdict. Don't be fooled by numbers. Because numbers are literally just math, and math is not real. This is 100. This is 170. When I crank them up, I kind of have exactly the same thing. One doesn't really get louder than the other. I actually have a feeling that this is a little bit more hefty. They do sound different. More amp-like, leaner in the bass, which is orangey. Rounder and fatter in the bass, which you don't necessarily want as a guitar player, but also a little bit less amp-like. Interesting. So let's create a nice lead sound here and do that, and then we're done. With the Seymour Duncan Dark Sun, which is pretty damn amazing. Well, let's look at the EQ section. Good idea. So much for the Seymour Duncan has more bass. I had it set here. Ouch! Enough reserves for anything you want. I'm gonna do this. I like. It's like, where's the sound? Before the sound was everywhere in the room, and now it's not. See how much bass it has? It started with a lot, it has a lot more. Ridiculously too much more. Mids, which the Orange doesn't have. So, relatively simple A/B test, and if you ask me, it's a pro and con thing. Tonally, the Orange. It sounds more like an amp, it feels more like an amp. Subtle differences, okay? Effective EQ. Seymour Duncan has a little bit more bass, way more than you ever need. Effective EQ with mids. Volume-wise, I'm now at 2 o'clock on the Seymour Duncan. I'm at noon on the Orange. So in terms of 100 versus 170, forget about that completely. Both of them will be more than loud enough to do any gig you want. So when it comes to tone, I would be happier with the Orange. When it comes to convenience, The Seymour Duncan is smaller and more lightweight. That is because it's meant for the pedal board. So you put it on your pedal board, therefore also sacrificing pedal board space. Yes, you can put it on your amp, like the Orange, but I think it is meant for the pedal board to have everything conveniently in one location, which makes sense. The Orange, with its feet and form factor and weight, is clearly meant as an amp to be used with your pedal board on your cab. Which means you carry something extra, but you could simply have that in the pedal board case or in the front pocket or something like this. So, convenience factor, size, weight, Seymour Duncan, yeah. Tonally, Orange, yeah. Price, the same. It's a toughie. I did feel a little bit more rock and roll with the Baby. I did feel a little bit more tonal control with the Baby. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You be the judge of that. Be the judge for once. Don't look at me. Make your own thing happen. Links below. I want to thank Leslie for not doing the thing, which would have been amazing, would have been so funny. I want to thank Colin Scott for doing the stuff I don't want to do because I don't know about it. I want to thank Orange and Seymour Duncan, but primarily Orange because they sent me the thing. And also Orange is paying for this video, by the way. Thank you for that. See you guys. Oh, Tiere am Ende.